I received very little feedback on from my targeted audience on my magazine cover as a product. Um, in hindsight, I would have liked to receive more, um, as I do feel audience feedback is hugely useful, um, especially when I am focusing so much on targeting a specific female demographic. So I definitely should have looked into this more. However, I had to use my own personal judgments on what I think I'd like to see in on a magazine cover or in a trailer or a poster, as I'm a huge fan of the romance genre in itself. I find it very inspirational, and I enjoy a lot of the films that fall under this category. I'm fairly familiar with it, hence why I chose to focus on it for this project, I suppose. But yeah, I had to use my own personal judgments as well as conventions that I'd found from previous research of what's commonly included um, on film magazine covers that are representing romance films, and on, well, just magazine covers in general, like the rule of thirds, buzzwords, price, barcode, all of that's included. In terms of the image, I went with the research that I'd conducted on my trailer. I used this to distinguish the shots that the audience liked most, and then use this as a basis for what they'd want to visually see as a focal image on my magazine cover. I do feel this logic works effectively, as if they'd like to see it in a magazine. If they'd like to see it in a trailer, then they'd probably likely want to see it in a magazine as well. But I definitely should have researched this further, and more specifically for my actual magazine, instead of just basing this. However, they did like the image, from the feedback I received. They did like the image of the female, um, just her. They felt that she did look like her character type, but looked the shot looked um, planned enough that it could have been out of character as well. It was quite a fashionable, glamorous shot. She's got direct mode of address, which is conventional of pretty much all magazine covers, as they immediately want to grab the audience's attention and make it look like the character is looking directly at the specific person, and targeting just them, which is a common technique used. So I thought I definitely should pick a shot that followed this. The mise en scène, the character is dressed in the exact same way as she is in my main product and in my other ancillary product. Um, Dressed in the exact same style. Her makeup's more noticeable. Her hair's more done. It's more wild and curly, which it hints at the femininity. And having quite a glamorized shot is conventional of magazines, often fashion magazines, but film magazines do use this effect as well, especially when looking at Laura Mulvey's male gaze theory, and the idea that the character sort of targets the female subject in a way that would be from a male's point of view. So emphasizing her beauty via makeup and her femininity via the wild hair and her sort of direct eye contact that could be perceived as looking as a male does follow this effect, as well as some of the shots I used in my trailer will probably follow this effect too, in the way that I did use certain angles to highlight her femininity, as I felt this was effective.